Hello students, we are having a number of great scientists in all over the world. So today I am going to teach you about one of the greatest scientists and her name is Marie Curie. There is a natural level of radiation all around us which comes from several sources. Radioactive decay occurs in unstable atomic nuclei. These are ones that don't have enough binding energy to hold the nucleus together due to an excess of either protons or neutrons. Radiation causes health problems by killing cells in the body, and the amount and types of damage done depends on the dose of radiation received. These are the lines which had been spoken by Madame Curie. Madame Curie was one of the most brilliant scientific minds of modern times. She is unarguably the most famous woman in the world of science. Unarguably is an adverb and its meaning is unquestionably. Curie was born Maria Solamia Skłodowska on 7th November 1867 in Warsaw, Poland. She was born in Poland on 7th November 1867. Her parents were teachers. Maria was the youngest of 5 siblings. Maria was the younger one among the 5 siblings. Siblings is a noun and its meaning is brothers or sisters. The Skłodowska family had lost all of their fortunes during Poland's independence movement. Her family had lost all of wealth, all of their money in Poland's independence movement. Fortunes is a noun and its meaning is wealth or money. As a result, young Maria and her siblings had to face many hardships during childhood. As they were not having enough money, so they had to face a lots of difficulties, a lots of sufferings. Hardships is a noun and its meaning is difficulties or sufferings. Maria's father taught mathematics and physics in secondary school, and he shared his passion for learning and knowledge with his children. His father used to share his experience, his learnings to his children, and her formative years left an indelible impression on young Maria. So whatever experience her father had shared with her, it created an indelible is an adjective and its meaning is unforgettable. So it had created an unforgettable impact in Maria's mind. Maria's learned to read by the time she was 4 and soon could read better than her older siblings. Maria was very intelligent, so at the age of 4, she was able to learn better than her young elder brothers and sisters. At this young age, she wanted to be a scientist, something unimaginable in the male-dominated society of those times. That era was male-dominated, means the male were having the power. So at that time, she wanted to become a scientist. Maria was a very bright child, did well in school. Unfortunately, in those days in Poland, women were not allowed to go to university. That's why Maria decided to leave Poland and travel abroad for higher studies. Maria was a very bright child, she was very intelligent, so she had performed very well in her schools. But At that time, women were not allowed to go to university for their graduation studies. That's why Maria had left Poland and she had gone to abroad for her higher studies. In 1885, she made an arrangement with her elder sister Bronislawa. Maria would teach a wealthy family's children and support Bronislawa university course. In turn, when Bronislawa left and got a job, she would support Maria while she went to university. So in 1885, she had a deal with her elder sister, and what was the deal? That Maria would teach children of a rich family, and whatever she would get, she would support her elder sister in her university course. And what her elder sister had to do? She had to support Maria for the job in the university where her elder sister was teaching. In late 1891, Maria left Poland for France. She enrolled herself at the Sorbonne University in Paris. So in 1891, Maria had gone to France and she had joined Sorbonne University in Paris. Here she adopted the name Mary, the French version of Maria. Here she had got the name Mary, which was the French version of Maria. She did very well in university and earned the equivalent of a master's degree in physics and mathematical science. So here again she did very well in university and she had got the degree which was equivalent of master degrees in physics and mathematical science. In those days, Mary studied during the day and tutored in the evenings to support herself. What she used to do during the day, she studied, and in the evening she had given tuition to support herself. After finishing her university studies, she started her scientific career by studying the magnetic properties of different types of steel. So now she had completed her university studies and now she had started her scientific career as she was interested in science. So she had started her scientific career by studying the magnetic properties of different types of steel. During this time, she met Pierre Curie, who would have a profound impact on her career as well as life. Profound meaning, profound is an adjective and its meaning is very great, huge. So she met Pierre Curie, and Pierre Curie had created a very good impact on her career as well as her life. Their mutual passion for science brought them closer. They both were interested in science. They quickly discovered a shared interest in the area of magnetism. It was Pierre who arranged the first proper laboratory for Mary to conduct her experiments. At that time, Mary was not having a proper laboratory. So Pierre had arranged a proper laboratory, and it was her first laboratory for Mary so that she could conduct her experiments. They got married in 1895. In Pierre, Mary found a partner and a scientific collaborator for life. Collaborator is a noun. And its meaning is partner, or co-worker. Early in her scientific career, Mary became fascinated by the work of Henri Becquerel, a French physicist who discovered that uranium emits rays like the X-rays discovered by William Cornell Rotham. So in her early scientific career, she got fascinated. Fascinate is a verb and its meaning is attract. She got fascinated, she got attracted by the work of Henri Becquerel, Henry Becquerel was a French physicist, and Henry Becquerel discovered that uranium emits rays. Emits is release. It's also a verb. So what Henry Becquerel had discovered, that uranium releases rays like X-rays, and X-rays was discovered by William Conte Rothel. Mary took Becquerel's work a few steps further, conducting her own experiments on uranium rays. So Mary had conducted her own experiments on uranium rays. She discovered that the rays remained constant no matter the condition or form of the uranium. Curie theorized that radioactivity was an atomic rather than a chemical property. So it was Curie who had discovered that radioactivity was an atomic rather than a chemical property. This revolutionary idea created the field of atomic physics, and Curie herself coined the word radioactivity to describe the phenomena. So what is the meaning of coin? Coin is a verb and its meaning is invent. So Curie had invented the word radioactivity to describe this phenomena. Soon after Mary's phenomenal discovery, Pierre put aside his own work to help her with her exploration of radioactivity. So after this discovery, what Pierre had done, he had put his own work aside and he helped Marie Curie to explore, to research, exploration. It is a noun and its meaning is research. So Pierre had decided that he would help Mary in her research. Working with the mineral pitch blende, the pair discovered a new radioactive element in 1898. They named the element polonium after Mary's native Poland. So they had discovered a new element, polonium, and they had given it the name polonium, which was after Mary's native place, Poland. They also detected the presence of another radioactive material in the pitch blende. Detect is a verb and its meaning is to discover. So they had discovered one more radioactive material and called it radium. In 1902, the Curies announced that they had produced a decigram of pure radium, demonstrating its existence as a unique chemical element. Marie Curie made history in 1903. She became the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize in Physics. Marie Curie was the first woman who had received Nobel Prize in Physics. She won the prestigious honor alongside her husband and Henry Becquerel for their work on radioactivity. Prestigious is an adjective. And its meaning is reputable. So Marie Curie, along with her husband and Henry Becquerel, they had received this award, Nobel Prize, for their work on radioactivity. With their Nobel Prize win, the Curies developed an international reputation for their scientific efforts. They used the much needed prize money to improve their research facilities. Whatever prize money they had got, they had used that money for their research. One of her biggest discoveries was that diseased, tumor-forming human cells got destroyed faster than healthy cells. What was her biggest discovery? That tumor-forming cells, whatever the tumor-forming cells are there in our body, that destroy faster than our healthy cells when they were exposed to radiation. This formed the foundation of how cancer was to be treated in the future. This discovery is perhaps Mary's biggest gift to humankind. What is the meaning of perhaps? Perhaps is an adverb and its meaning is possibly or maybe. So Mary's this discovery was the biggest gift to humankind, because just because of this discovery, cancer treatment was able to be done. Most of Mary's greatest achievements were developed alongside her husband. The couple had two daughters, Erin Joliot Curie and Eve Curie. This couple, Marie Curie and Pierre Curie, were having two daughters. Their name was Erin Joliot Curie and Eve Curie, who went on to have very successful careers themselves. Sadly, disaster struck in 1906 when Pierre Curie was run over by a horse-drawn carriage and died. Disaster is a noun and its meaning is tragedy. So, in 1906, Pierre Curie was died just because of falling from the back of the horse. Despite her tremendous grief, she took over his teaching post at the Sorbonne. Tremendous is an adjective. Its meaning is huge. Despite means instead of her great grief, instead of her huge grief, she took over his teaching post. She carried on her teaching post in Sorbonne. She was the first female professor of that institute. Not long after, Sorbonne built the first radium institute with two laboratories. After some time, Sorbonne had built first radium institute, which was having two laboratories. One for the study of radioactivity under Marie Curie's direction, and the other for biological research into the treatment of cancer. So, Sorbonne built first Radium Institute, which was having two laboratories. First laboratory was for the study of radioactivity, which was to be done under the instruction of Marie Curie, and second was for biological research for the treatment of cancer. Marie Curie received another great honor in 1911, winning her second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry. So in 1911, she had got one more Nobel Prize, and this time she had got this Nobel Prize for chemistry. She was selected for her discovery of radium and polonium. She became the first scientist to win two Nobel Prizes. At that time, she was the first scientist who had received two Nobel Prizes. While she received the prize alone, she shared the honor jointly with her late husband in her acceptance speech. When she was delivering her speech at the time of receiving the Nobel Prize, she had given honor to her husband also. Being a woman, Marie Curie witnessed immense hardships to get recognition for her scientific work. I have told you it earlier that at that time women were not allowed to do higher studies. So at that time, as Mary was a woman, so she had to face a lots of hardships, a lots of difficulties to get acknowledgement of her scientific work. What is the meaning of immense? Immense is an adjective and its meaning is huge, great in numbers. It is synonym of tremendous. And recognition is a noun and its meaning is acknowledgement. At the time, it was extremely unusual for a woman to take part in such a male-dominated field. It was noteworthy that all of her early awards were almost always awarded to both her and her husband. Before this Nobel Prize, all the awards that she had received that were for both, for her also and for her husband also. But it was the first award which she was received alone. In fact, Marie Curie was not nominated for the 1903 Nobel Prize despite her significant contribution on the discovery. In 1903, when she had received first Nobel Prize, actually she was not nominated for the prize. It was after her husband said that he had worked together with Madame Curie that she was considered and her nomination was accepted. When her husband recommended her name, after that she was considered and her name was considered in that nomination list. Marie Curie was also involved in humanitarian causes. She was also involved in the causes which were related to human welfare. Humanitarian is an adjective. She denoted much of her award money and pushed for the use of mobile radiography units during World War I to treat wounded soldiers. So whatever she had got as a reward money, she had denoted all that money for the treatment of wounded soldiers in World War I. Wounded is an adjective and its meaning is injured. She wanted radioactivity to be used to treat cancer and devoted her life to finding the benefits of these properties that she had discovered. So it was her dream that radioactivity must be used for the treatment of cancer, and she had devoted her whole life for this purpose. She believed that science should be used for the greater good of the humanity. Marie Curie is easily one of the most prominent female scientists in history. Prominent is an adjective. And its meaning is well known, famous, important. So Marie Curie was one of the most important scientists of our history. She established her reputation by earning numerous awards throughout her career. She had received a number of awards. Without the knowledge about radiation we have now, Curie took no precautions to avoid the side effects from continued exposure to radioactive elements. At that time, when Marie Curie was working with radioactive elements, she hadn't taken any precautions. Precautions is a noun. And its meaning is safeguard. So she hadn't taken any precaution from continued exposure to that radioactive elements. To make matters worse, she hardly had much funding to take safety precautions during the initial days of her research. Even she was not having so much money to take proper precautions. Even today, her laboratory notebooks are considered too radioactive to be handled. Curie died on 4th July 1934 from aplastic anemia caused due to persistent exposure to radiation. Persistent is an adjective and its meaning is constant. As she was continuously in touch with the radioactive elements, so she died on 4th July 1934 because of constant exposure to radiation. Sadly, her passion for science resulted in her death. In 1995, the French government reburied Marie and Pierre Curie in the Panthéon, the Paris mausoleum reserved for France's most revered dead. In 1995, French government reburied Marie Curie and Pierre Curie together in Panthéon. There was a Paris mausoleum. Mausoleum is a noun. And its meaning is tomb. So they both were reburied in Paris mausoleum, which is reserved for France's most revered dead. Revered is an adjective and its meaning is respected. Marie Curie was the first woman to be awarded a place in the Pantheon for her achievements. Madame Curie's contribution to the world of science was immense, and she was one of the most prolific contributors of her time. So, prolific is an adjective. And its meaning is creative, extraordinary. So no doubt, whatever contributions Marie had given us that are immense, we can't forget her contributions. It's all for today, students. Goodbye and have a nice day.